Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about this bizarre story that happened in Minnesota. Now, this 22-year-old guy decided to use a fake ID, enroll in a high school, get on the varsity football team, and fake like he was a student. Now, the only reason he was caught is because he was arrested for another crime, and some of the students recognized his mugshot. And they were like, wait a minute, he goes to our school, but his name is listed as something else. Crazy. So let's get into this story because how scary is it? So basically, he feels as though, and he even went to homecoming with one of the students. Child, a mess. So let me pull up this video and let's get into this news report because my flabbers were gasted, okay? Period.
22-year-old Kelvin Lupke walked out of jail in Stillwater today after being held for a probation violation. He was convicted 2 years ago of sending an explicit picture to a 15-year-old girl. But that's not why we were there.
Did you enroll as a student at White Bear Lake Area High School?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
And
Can I not do this?
did you pretend to be a teenager?
No, I had my ID for my other country.
And you're 22 then? Did you pretend to be 17?
In my other country, I was 18 actually. So yeah.
So you're saying it's a misunderstanding your
Yeah,
age?
it's a misunderstanding. Yeah.
And but you didn't pretend to be a teenager at high school?
I had a different birth certificate on my other thing in Africa.
The White Bear Lake superintendent confirmed Lupke used a fake name, Kelvin C. Perry Jr., to enroll and even went out for the football team. The superintendent says Lupke presented a birth certificate from another country. On that document, he was 18. Court records state he's 22. The district says he enrolled as a homeless, unaccompanied youth. Under federal law, schools are required to enroll eligible students immediately, even if they cannot provide academic records or proof of residency. For 19 days, he walked the halls of this high school as Kelvin Perry.
We all feel very unsafe.
That's not the only high school he attended. From January 2022 to 2023, Forest Lake Area School District officials say Kelvin Lupke was a student there, but did not graduate.
All right. So as you can see, he was able to enroll in two different schools. Now, Forest Lake Area High School, he was able to be enrolled for a full year, and then he enrolled in White Bear Lake after that. Now, he had a relationship with one of the students there, and there are even photos of him and the student at homecoming. Now, I redacted her her photo, but I was looking at this and I'm just like, what? Like, how is this even possible? Now, there was several photos of him and this girl. Now, some of the pictures, I'm like, I don't know if this is AI or not. It's so hard to tell what's AI and what's not. But just in case it's her real photo, I decided to redact her face off of it, being that she's alleged to be 16. But there was even pictures of her allegedly asking him out to homecoming, and then the photo of him and her at homecoming and everything like that. Now, one mother was upset because she said that her child would see this student or this fraudster at school every single day. Let me pull up what one of the moms of the school is saying and why she is so concerned. And as a parent, I would be totally concerned too, because what? Like, what are we doing here? All right. So this mom right here, she posted to social media about it. And she said, my daughter saw this man in the hallway daily. This man has been pretending to be a 17-year-old high school student at White Bear Lake High School, and he was on the varsity football team. The truth is, this person is actually 22. Recently, after an arrest, their real age and background came out, including very serious past charges. Many people only knew them as a teenager, and adults around him didn't even realize the truth. I'm only posting this to spread awareness. We shouldn't have to worry about who our kids are going to school with, but unfortunately, things like this do happen. Please pay attention to who your child or who your children are spending time with. If anything feels off, trust your gut. All right. So it shows this information right here where he had a false identification and he was allowed to have access to the school and immediately enroll. Now, let me pull up another news report on this so that we can hear a little bit more because this is crazy. This is insane that this is happening. And you have to think, if he was able to do this and he got caught, how many people were able to do this and flew under the radar and didn't get caught?
New details in the investigation into the man accused of posing as a teenager to enroll in a White Bear Lake area high school. Concerned community members spoke out at tonight's school board meeting. So Young Kim joins us live from White Bear Lake tonight. And So Young, during this meeting, several parents confronted district leadership.
That's right. Questions were raised about what's being done to ensure student safety. Some parents spoke up in defense of leadership as well.
What thoughts you guys have about changes that might be needed, at the school level, district level, or state level that might reduce the likelihood of future inappropriate enrollments? Because I think this is just a situation that's really difficult for everybody.
A call to action is a normal and natural response to something like this. And the loudest I've heard so far is a call for the resignation of Dr. K. I'm here to wholeheartedly disagree that that is a reasonable or necessary part of the solution.
According to the latest search warrant affidavit filed by police in Ramsey County, authorities say they're investigating 22-year-old Kelvin Lupke, who is accused of using a different name and birth date to masquerade as a high school student. Investigators seized relevant enrollment documents and say the man admitted to using a Liberian birth certificate to pass the enrollment process. According to the affidavit, the man is accused of apparent predatory behavior, targeting multiple girls as young as 14 years old, mostly via social media. Investigators say multiple reports were made to the school resource officer saying the man's advances were sexually motivated, and told investigators a girl who went to a school dance with the man warned others to stay away. According to the police court filing, authorities say they're also looking into a sex video likely involving a minor, and investigators say they've made contact with parents in other counties reporting similar concerns, and say there's open investigations involving sexual contact with girls under 16 years old. Live in.
All right. So as you can see, the girl that he went to homecoming with, she was warning other people about this. And again, I have her photo. Her photo is all over social media, but because it is listed that she is 16 years old, like I said, I redacted her picture. And I was just like, what? There was images of her and him like inside of a pool, them like on their way going to homecoming. And then there was reports that I guess whoever his family is were alleging that he suffered from age dysphoria. So he thinks that he's a younger age than what he is. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. No ma'am, no ham, and no turkey. Let's look up a little bit more as it pertains to this. Now, somebody else had posted about this as well, and it's pretty much similar information, but it says, I'm going to make this short and quick. This person goes by KJ, a 17-year-old boy who was a senior at White Bear Lake Area High School on the varsity football team. Today, we found out the truth. He is in fact not 17, but 22, but does in fact go to White Bear and is on the varsity football team. Somehow he was able to come into the school this year as a student, and usually this wouldn't be a problem until today. Someone looked up his background to see what he got charged for, because on Sunday he got arrested for robbery, and it came up with even more charges from his past and his real age. From what I know, he had R'd a 15-year-old girl, and he had interactions with other girls, most from White Bear. I am only posting this for awareness. Me and my friend knew this man personally, but we knew him as KJ, a 17-year-old who goes to both my old school and my friend's current school. We should not have to worry about who we are going to school with. So So first, the school is wrong for letting him in, knowing his background of being charged with R of a child. And it says, it says, I'm trying to bring awareness of this as well. I wanted to bring this onto Facebook so that the adults can also be aware of what's happening and to warn you from him and from your children, because the adults we have introduced him to didn't even realize he was really 22. Please be aware about who your children hang out with. And if you had a bad feeling about someone, please look deeper into it before something ever happens to you or your children. So that is what someone in the area who used to go to that school posted. And there was other media reports as it pertains to it as well, but most of them basically repeat some of the same information. But I just wanted to post a video because I'm like, this is crazy. The fact that he was able to get away with this, the fact that he was able to infiltrate the school and be on the football team and go to homecoming with one of the students, that's just too much. And then they're saying that there was allegedly a tape with him and another girl. Like, what? This is crazy. This is totally insane.
Questions continue to swirl around a 22-year-old man who enrolled at a metro high school. Our cameras were rolling as Kelvin Lubke walked out of jail today. Uba Ali has more from the interview you'll see only on WCCO.
22-year-old Kelvin Lubke walked out of jail in Stillwater today after being held for a probation violation. He was convicted 2 years ago of sending an explicit...
All right, I already showed y'all that. Let me see if there was anything else.
Suspect in a recent photograph shared with us after White Bear Lake's recent homecoming night. And from our reporting, we know he was known by students for about the last month or so as football player 17-year-old KJ Perry. But in reality, he is 22-year-old Kelvin Lubke. He was adopted from Liberia at the age of 5 and more recently lived in the area with caretakers who believe he has age dysphoria and 2 birth certificates. Lubke has previously been convicted for sending a naked photograph to a 15-year-old. Tonight, Fox 9 also confirmed that Lubke was enrolled as a student athlete at Forest Lake Area High School from January of 2022 to January of 2023. Currently, police in White Bear Lake are pursuing more criminal charges against him related to this recent fraud, forgery, and unlawful conduct involving interactions with minors. Kelsey?
All right, thanks, Babs.
Where he was held for an unrelated...
All right. So that is crazy. I just wanted to let you guys know about it. I'm trying to be consistent, okay? I'm trying to be more consistent and bring you guys up to the latest. Now, you know, there's the typical stories that everybody else is covering, but I always get drawn to the stories that not many people are talking about, and so on and so forth. So let me see what else is going on here. All right, so another story that I covered before was the story about Emmanuel Harrow, and it looks like his parents or his father has admitted to abusing him, and the dad pleads guilty to second-degree murder. Now, if you guys don't remember, this was a story where the mom, she took it to the news to fake a kidnapping and claimed that somebody came up to her, said hola, And then out of nowhere, she dropped to the ground. She didn't see nothing. She don't know who took the baby. She didn't know anything. And then she got up and claimed that, my child is missing. Where did he go? And she was faking tears and all of that. Well, when people dig deeper, they realized that she was a lie, he was a lie, and the father had previous charges from another child. Now, he had a wife before he got with her, and that child at 10 weeks old was beaten to a pulp to the point to where the child was permanently left disabled and basically in a vegetative state where the ribs were broken and everything like that. He was able to serve a small jail time for that, with the remainder being on probation. And then he left and got into a new relationship with this woman, had another baby with her, to which that baby then lost his life at the hands of the father as well. So now he has pleaded guilty, admitting what he did. All right. So I'm glad that he's saving people time without trying to act like he was innocent when he knows that he wasn't.
And I said, as I got up, I couldn't find my son.
A 7-month-old baby boy was reportedly kidnapped right out of this Big 5 parking lot. This is 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, one of 5 children in this family from Cabazon, reportedly kidnapped last night in Yucaipa. Now, his mom told me that they were here last night at a nearby football stadium in Yucaipa with the other kids playing youth football, and she had to run down here to Big 5 to buy some equipment for her stepson, specifically a mouth guard. When she got here to the parking lot, she says that's when she noticed her 7-month-old's diaper needed to be changed. So she says she got out of her truck, went around to the back, and laid him down on the seat to change his diaper when she was attacked from behind.
I got him out of the car seat, and I laid him down so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, hold on, that's all I remember.
All right. So she was just a lie. He was a lie. And I'm glad that the father admitted it. I hope they throw the book at him and her, because she aided and abetted with this whole foolery. And she needs to go down just like him. It says, according to KTLA, Jake Harrow pleaded guilty to 3 felony charges, including child assault, causing and filing a false police report. Harold reportedly admitted that he abused baby Emmanuel to the point where he died from his injuries. Harold already had a criminal past of child abuse where he caused his 10-week-old daughter to suffer from brain trauma. All right. So it says Rebecca has yet to confess, and she is still facing felony charges. As y'all remember, she claimed the baby was taken from her. All right. So the father, he said, you know what? I'm guilty. Let's just get on with it. The mom, she still has not said that she was guilty or not. So we all know that she was complicit. So throw the book at her too, since she want to play reindeer games and want to act like she is oblivious and don't know what's going on. All right. Let me see what else is going on social media. Now, it looks like Family Matters actor Darius McCrary is being held without bond for not paying child support, child. Okay, it say he owes $75,000 in child support, and they done locked him on up. So it says Family Matters star Darius McCrary is being extradited from California to Michigan after he was arrested for ducking his $75,000 child support debt. All right. It says that when he was arrested, he was traveling back to the States from Tijuana. Prosecutors argued that he was in Mexico looking for real estate in order to flee the country, but his public defender argued he was there doing community service. The judge seemingly agreed with the prosecution and denied his bail. And it says that he will be sent to Michigan and face a judge there for the child support matter.
Mr. McCrary is not attending to his Family Matters. He has 2 daughters and 1 son, and this matter is regarding 1 daughter who lives in Michigan. He has previously been ordered to pay child support. As of August 20th of last year, he owes $75,473.26. He owes substantially more at this time. However, Michigan cannot give me a figure due to privacy reasons.
The court is in receipt of a signed waiver of extradition to the state of Michigan signed by the defendant, and the court finds a valid waiver of extradition to the state of Michigan, signs the waiver of extradition. As such, this defendant is remanded to the custody of the sheriff without bail, and the court sets a 30-day date for review hearing in this date, and that date is
November 14th, 2025 at 8:30, Department 101.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that means that until that date, he's going to be locked up, okay? He's being held without bail, so he can't pay to get out. He just got to sit there for 30 days until they decide what they're going to charge him with at that time. Now, that was crazy. Now, let me look up. There was something else that I wanted to talk about. Now, let's look at this church. Now, there was somebody at a church that wanted their pastor to honor Charlie Kirk. So I guess they have like a birthday recognition part of the sermon, and she basically slipped in a pad so that the pastor and request that the pastor honor Charlie Kirk. I'm like,
I got a couple of announcements for you. Martha Circle, October the 14th, 9:30 a.m. Please bring snacks. Wear red for Charlie's birthday. October. Huh? No. You didn't run that by me? No. We're not wearing red for Charlie Kirk's birthday. We're not going to do that. This church does not make political statements in terms of a particular person or ideology. We are not wearing red for Charlie Kirk's birthday. If you want to wear red, you do that. This church is not doing that. I got a couple of announcements for you. Martha.
And he had to hold his tongue because he looked like he was ready to say every bit of, bitch, is you cool? I feel it. I feel like he had to catch himself from saying, bitch, is you cool? Because what? Now, again, if you have political views where you think that he is somebody that you want to honor, I agree with the pastor. Honor who you feel like you want to honor. But the fact that she most likely was a black woman making that request, child, you can't save them all, honey. And I feel like it's highly weird. And it's also weird for the people of color to try to defend him and act like he wasn't who he was and act like he wasn't somebody spewing things about black people that was unfavorable and acting like he didn't have a prejudice against us and trying to act like somebody's taking him out of context. No, he was what we say he is or what he presented to be. And everything that has come out, all of the videos that have come out, prove it. And the fact that there are people of color who still back him or try to honor him and try to twist it, child, what Harriet Tubman say, child, she would have freed more people if they didn't know that they were slaves. Child, a mess. Crazy. I just can't get it. I just can't get it. Now, if you are a person who you think that it is unfortunate for somebody who was the father to lose their life, I agree. You know, I don't advocate for him losing his life or somebody gunning him down for his views. I don't think that was right to do. However, I'm not about to make no parade about it. And these same people, you go on their social medias and you look at any other black person that was unfortunately their life was taken on social media or by the hands of others, you won't see them saying a damn thing, but they're gonna go to war for this man. And it's crazy. I'm not doing it, but hey, to each their own. Child miss me. So yeah, I thought that was interesting because the pastor definitely looked like he was about to say, is you cool? Is you cool? Like, is you cool, honey? Is you cool? Now, another thing that people have been talking about is how Black Chyna is alluding to her rekindling things with Rob Kardashian. Now, she was just recently engaged and set to be married to some guy. The engagement got broken off not too long ago, and now she is saying that this love is forever, and she's putting an infinity symbol and adding Rob Kardashian, to which Rob Kardashian also liked the post. Now, if I was the guy who was just engaged to her, I would be feeling like, girl, what is this? Like, was y'all messing around whole time? Or was this the cause of them breaking up? Who knows? But the fact that she is from one guy to now saying, you know, Rob is forever, a lot of people are basically fooled by this rebrand. But the fact that that's the way that she decides to pop out with that information and hopping from one guy to the next, because I think right before she was even with the guy that she was engaged, it was like another guy too. And I'm not saying that you can't date around, but if you are rebranding yourself and you're finding yourself and all of these things, hopping from guy to guy, back to baby daddy and all that, to me, it just shows performance. But maybe she is truly changed. I don't know. Maybe she always loved Rob and they back in good graces. Who knows? But to me, child, a lot of these people be doing performative rebrands, and it's crazy. So, yeah, so that's that. Let me see if there's anything else going on. Layla Ali, she's calling out Clarissa. Mitch McConnell is falling down after he asking questions. Kim Kardashian is releasing pube hair panties. And child, one thing about it, I love to piss people off in the neighborhood talk comments. People be so mad at me, child, and I don't care, child. That's why my page ain't growing, because I be pissing them off on these blogs, honey. They be so mad, but I said what I said. What you gonna do about it? Why you mad? Why you mad? But so, Kim Kardashian, she posted that she was gonna release these pube thongs. Okay, she was gonna release these pube thongs. And once I saw this video, I was just like, okay, so the blonde hair got loose texture all the way to coarse. The red hair got loose texture all the way to coarse. And then all of the colors, I'm like, they all got different texture options. But then I'm like, okay, so why the black only got nappy coarse texture? Like, now I'm not gonna buy pube panties, but I just made an observation, and I'm like, all black people, and mind you, Kim Kardashian hair is black and all of her sisters' hair are black, so you know, I'm not saying that this just represents black people, but if for me, it feel like this is a representation of black people, because the only option for black is nappy Gucci hair. And I'm just like, why ain't there a variety just like they got loose hairs for the others? Now, I posted this in the comments, child, and the people was mad at me, honey. I was getting at every other, why you gotta make it a race thing? Oh my God, you guys are always making something about color. And oh my God, I'm like, child, I don't care what you talking about. I don't care. Why we don't got the loose hair option? Now, I'm not gonna buy it, because if I want a hairy bush, I'm just gonna let my hairy bush grow out. But I mean, why the option ain't there? Child, the people was mad at me, honey. They was cussing me out every which way in these comments. You see this right here? I got 73 comments. Child, and I'm just like, if you can't go to Bella Noche's, then where can you go? You mad at me because I want to know why the black texture ain't got options? Why you mad at me because I want to know why the black texture ain't got options? Child, they was cussing me out and I was having a time. I'm like, child, these people probably unsubscribing as I type because I'm like, and I said what I said. Woo, they was so hot about it, but I'm like, they're like, oh, if all you gotta do is grow out your bush, and I'm like, and do? I already do that, anyways. Like, tell me something that I don't know is possible. If you want a bushy bush penny, then just grow out your bush, and I'm just like. That already happened. Like, what? Child. Anyways, let's look at some of these because baby, they was mad. They was mad at me, honey. I said, "Ooh, child, this is why I can't grow past 300,000 because I makes the girls upset." I makes the girls so mad. Somebody said, y'all people complain about everything. Give it a rest. Most black people's hair is coarse. It's not something to be upset about. Get your self-esteem up. And not this person got 152 likes. I'm sorry, sir, but at my hairiest of a bush, it don't look like this. So I don't know what y'all downstairs look like, but at my hairiest, it don't look like this. So what you talking about? And what is all 152 of y'all talking about? Talking about most of y'all got them type of bushes. Now, I'm not saying that it don't get wild, because it gets wild when it ain't tamed, but it don't look like that. It look like a lot of hair going on, but it don't look like that. So what you talking about? What is 152 of y'all talking about? Somebody said, always looking for racism. Laughing my A off. Found something new to be a victim of, huh? Then this person says, all colors have all texture options. You don't see the red curly one also? And then I had to apply to them and say, show me where you see the variety in black, boo. All of them have options except for black. It's nappy, nappy, and nappier. Like, what is you talking about? All of them. You don't see the red? You don't see the black? You don't see the black? So what are we talking about? Child, I was getting up in their tails on this post. Somebody said, it's not just for black people. What you mean? Well, I mean, that proves my point exactly as well, too. Because if it's not just for black people, why all of the pubes is that coarse? Child, a mess, child, a mess. Now, on the computer, it don't show all of the comments because I don't know why it repeats comments over and over on here, but it's 73 mad hoes on this thread, honey. They was mad, and I'm just like, child, let me, like, Neek, you want to grow your page. Stop pissing the girls off. But it's hard. It's hard, because I be like, y'all, they be so mad. They be so mad, and I'm just like, what? Little old me do? What little old me do? Okay. Now, what else we gonna talk about? What else is we gonna talk about? Let me see. So Mario caused up quite the stir when he was cursing out a photographer, telling the photographer to get off of the stage. And he was like, I guess the photographer was like on the stage and they were at like some carnival or some fair. And Mario was like, get the F off the stage, get the F off the stage or whatever. And people was like, child, you didn't even have to do all of that. And then he came out with a statement where he basically like doubled down on it. And he said, people are misinformed about the Fresno situation. No one told us a cameraman was shooting my set. I got to the show 10 minutes before my performance and went on stage multiple times while seeing the cameraman through my peripheral. I got distracted, and one time I almost tripped over the speaker trying to make sure I'm not walking in the same direction as him. He was too far downstage. A cameraman is not supposed to be that far downstage unless he's with you and shooting you that close for a reason. It really can throw you off in the midst of all of that while walking, but whatever. And then it says, he quoted, yo, you got to get the F off the stage. He says, I will take accountability for being 0 to 100 type person. And this is why I stay out of the way most of the time. LOL. I never want one recorded incident to wipe away the work I've done as a person. To stay out of y'all mouths and the blogs. I've performed under all types of circumstances. I'm a very professional person through and through. Anyone who works with me knows that. And to the cameraman, you got caught in the crossfire, my boy, and I'm sorry you had to experience that. It was nothing personal. You're welcome to come and shoot me on tour. Boy, shut up. All right. So that's him cursing the guy out, telling him get the F off the stage. Now, because I live in California, I have come across most of these celebrities, and Mario is exactly that. Okay, he's exactly this type of person. I remember it was years ago. I was at a club and Mario was walking in. Me and my homegirl, we were actually about to leave the club as they were walking in. And me as a younger, like I was of age, but like in my younger years, all throughout high school, we would love, braid my hair. Like, you know what I mean? That was one of our songs. So when he walked in the club, I looked and I was like, oh, look, that's Mario. And then he looked at me and my homegirl. He was like, looked at us like we had shit on our face with an attitude, rolled his eyes and everything. And I'm just like, oh, look, all I said was, oh, look, that's Mario. So him trying to say like, oh, he just got caught in the crossfire. This is who you are. Okay. This is who you are. You're not a nice person. You're an asshole, period. Okay. And it is what it is. But if you make good music, then people will forgive you. Okay. So this doesn't diminish your catalog because people don't care. As long as you can entertain them. You see how some of these celebrities treat their fans on a daily, go on these crazy spirals. As long as you can entertain people, they don't care. You could beat somebody up. You can shoot at women. You can do all of the things. Most people have no moral compass if you're able to entertain them. So luckily for you, you're able to sing and you sing well. And a lot of people will forgive you because, they just care about the entertainment of it all. For me personally, I would never pay to see you. Now, if I happen to be at a club or an establishment and you there, or Braid My Hair comes on, that's a tune that I've been raised up on. I like the song, so I might, depending on my mood, you might catch me in a Braid My Hair little 1 2 1 2. But other than that, child, move around. Period. Okay. But yeah, so that's that on that. I just wanted to come and cover a few topics for you guys. And I probably will separate some of these topics and we'll talk about some of it later as well. Kim Kardashian, Kim Kardashian also talked about Kanye and how her breakup with him has caused some people in her life.
Has that impacted your current approach to dating?
All right. So in this interview, she talked about how she would start dating guys, and then once they realized that Kanye West was a handful, they would let her go and let her go about her business. And she says that, you know, because he's her ex, it has impacted her dating and things like that. Let's see what some people have to say about it. They said, nah, they don't want to lose their mind like Ye did. Big difference. I think that it's ignorant to blame her for Kanye losing his mind. Kanye has been on a spiral for a very long time, and I just think that it's whack to blame her for his wild behavior because he's in control of him. And child, I just feel like that's weird or whack. Somebody says, and when he rants again, they'll play victim. Kanye is a direct result of his relationship with her. No, he's a direct result of himself. He's a direct result of himself. But yeah, so a lot of the comments were ignorant. They were blaming her and they were saying that she's the reason that he is the way he is. But if you really paid attention to Kanye, he's been off for a very long time. Okay, a very long time. And I don't think that it has anything to do with her being the blame. I just think that because of who they are and their status, people, and they don't like to hold these Black icons accountable for the role in their own mental health in the trajectory of how they are. So that's just what I feel about that. And that's just that on that. But without further ado, I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'll talk to y'all later. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about next. And if y'all have the video of that